child, I remember my older sister getting in trouble all the time for drinking alcohol when she was in high school. She believed that the legal drinking age should be lowered to 18, like it was during Roosevelt's time. I was too young to understand her viewpoints, but as I got older, I started to form my own opinion. I thought the drinking age should be lowered to 18 also. I believed that by doing this, new adults, who had the right to vote and enlist in the Army, would be more responsible with alcohol due to the lack of the rush they receive when drinking illegally. Up until this point, I still believed the minimum legal drinking age, MLDA, should be reduced to 18. It wasn't until I started researching that I changed my mind. I found out what effects on the body and even others around you that could come from drinking under 21. According to procon.org, underage drinking is allowed in 29 states if done on private premises with parental consent, 25 states if for religious purposes, and 11 if for educational purposes. Many states had their own laws set for drinking until the NMDA was put in place. The enactment of the National Minimum Drinking Age Act of 1984 prompted states to raise their legal age for purchase or public possession of alcohol to 21, or risk losing millions in federal highway funds, according to procon.org. The legal drinking age in America has been a long debated issue throughout history. The legal drinking age should continue being 21 due to the physical and mental effects it can have on a person underage. I strongly believe that the pros of keeping the minimum legal drinking age 21 weigh out the cons in this issue. I will be speaking about the history behind alcohol laws, the effects on other people when drinking under age 21, and the physical effects caused by underage drinking. To understand more about the alcohol debate, we first have to look at the history behind alcohol laws. Often people ask, why did lawmakers pick the age 21? According to mentalfloss.com, the concept that a person becomes a full adult at age 21 dates back centuries in English common law. 21 was the age at which a person could, among other things, vote and become a knight. In previous years, the drinking age was reduced to 18, or states were allowed to set their own minimum legal drinking age. When these laws were put in place, car accidents increased tremendously. This may have been because teens would drive to a different state to drink, then have to drive home. The fact that 18-year-old men enlisted in the Army could not have a drink legally made people question the law. This was one of the key arguments when people argued that the drinking age should be lowered. For a time, President Roosevelt had the drinking age lowered to 18. Later, during President Reagan's term, the drinking age was increased to 21 again. Over the years, this hot debate has undergone much research and overall less accidents, whether they be car accidents, homicides, or killings, when the drinking age was 21. Although these results are not all directly related to alcohol, the overall percentages of accidents still have decreased. The second thing we have to think about is how does drinking under 21 affect other people around us? According to Duke University, newly legal drinkers often purchase alcohol for their underage peers, creating a trickle-down effect. This means that the younger the drinking age, the younger the population that has easy access to alcohol. If the minimum legal drinking age was lowered to 18, young teens would have more opportunities to get alcohol. Many seniors in high school turn 18 before or during the school year, which could cause major problems with alcohol in high schools. The decreased drinking age would not only affect schools, but also roads. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, estimated that the MLDA 21 decreased the number of fatal traffic accidents for 18 to 20-year-olds by 13% and saved approximately 27,052 lives. From 17 1975 to 2008, according to Duke University. This shows us that lowering the drinking age would increase the deaths of traffic accidents. Not only does drinking at 18 affect complete strangers' lives, it can also affect the people closest to you. Young adults who drink alcohol are more likely to use other illegal substances. This can create a whole nother strand of problems in home life and school, whether it be financial or violent. When thinking about whether you should vote yes or no to lowering the drinking age, you should think about how this could affect others as well as you. Which leads me to my third issue. Last, and maybe the most important, are the physical effects caused by underage drinking. The first question that comes to mind when talking about physical effects is, why would the effect be different on an 18-year-old than it is on a 21-year-old? There is actually quite a bit of difference between 18 and 20 years old. Seen here are brains in different stages of development, from 5 to 20 years old. The dark parts of the brain represent the matured or developed parts of the brain. We see that the brain does not completely develop and mature until around 20 years old. This means that drinking at age 18 can create problems with the development of our brain. Also, the last part of the brain to mature is the one that helps us make good decisions. This could lead us to making the mistake of drinking too much. According to the National Institute of Alcohol and Alcoholism, risks of underage drinking include death, serious injury, impaired judgment, increased risk for physical and sexual assault, and brain development problems. These risks may seem irrational, but they do happen, and more often than you think. According to the National Institute of Alcohol and Alcoholism, alcohol can affect your brain, heart, liver, pancreas, immune system, and can increase your risk for developing certain cancers. So not only does alcohol affect us mentally, but also physically. So why should we lower our drinking age to 18 when the majority of 18-year-old brains are not developed yet? In conclusion, after my research and findings, it is clear to me that lowering the drinking age to 18 should not even be a question. Keeping the legal drinking age 21 is the best way to go. This avoids putting others and even yourself in danger.